everybody, welcome to this week's live. We're going to be talking about Facebook. Is it broken? You know, they've been saying that it's been targeting too many previous customers. We've seen really otherwise well-respected people talk about, well, we need to do reach campaigns and link campaigns and awareness stuff and a million other things. So today we're going to unpack why it's basically all operator error, the 3 things that you can be doing right now to fix that problem, plus answering all of your questions. We got big announcements and more right on today's show. So if you're watching this, go ahead and drop your comments in the comments section. We'll get to all of your questions. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of fun stuff. And little Charlie girl's down here, she got a piano for Christmas. So we're going to have a little Schroeder action down in the bottom corner. So with all that to be said, welcome. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. If it gets 100 likes, we're going to be diving deep into making a dedicated video just on this topic. And if you've been watching this channel and you enjoy all this stuff, go ahead and subscribe. We have apparently 35% of the people that binge the channel are subscribed. Everybody else isn't. We're also going to get into this week's 5-Minute Friday, which is all about the best number of ads to run inside of your Facebook ad account. And with all that being said, it's great to see you here. I hope your Black Friday, Cyber Monday went well and Q5 is going great for you. And without any further ado, let's dive in.
It's going extremely well.
And now, showtime.
There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show this week. So once again, like I said, we're going to be talking about Facebook. I've been seeing so many people say that Facebook ads are broken and like things just aren't working anymore. And we're just retargeting all the same customers and all sorts of stuff. And I'm here to tell you that it is almost exclusively operator error. And we're going to unpack that today and fix those problems. Also, big shout out to the homies. And I just want to share this. Heatmap.com for the hat and this lovely sweater situation. Hold on a second. Let's see this. You see this? Like, look at the crispness of this game. Like, this is solid stuff. Thank you, Chase and Dylan. Like, fuck, this is excellent. And if you guys don't know about Heatmap, it is the tool. So that being said, let's get to it today. This will be fun. All right, so we're going to dive into a few things here. First thing that we need to get into is Facebook broken? Why is it retargeting all the same people over and over again? Why does it seem to be like really difficult to like grow the business? Why is it always hitting the same folks? What's going on? Hey, by the way, nice to see you all in the chat. Good to know. Where are you all coming from? I love knowing where everybody's at. I think it's super fun to know because we have a global audience here, and I just really appreciate seeing you all here. All right, so that all to be said. Why is Facebook hitting the same people over and over again? And why is everybody saying that like there are big problems, but in actuality, it's just, you know, operator error more often than not in almost every single situation? Well, let's break that down today. So the first thing that we need to focus on here is understanding whether or not your ads are actually retargeting all the same people over and over again, or if it's a market issue. And one of the easiest ways to do this that is basically free, that basically anybody could do at basically any time, is simply run a conversion lift study and a brand lift study. Now, I hear you. You might say, well, Facebook, of course, they're going to say that they're just bringing in more people and more people. Yeah, here's the thing. We don't care if they're going to say that, yes, they're bringing in new people or not. That's not the point. The point is you're going to get an actual measurement of how much brand and conversion lift you're going to be getting at any time. You can do conversion lift studies for free. You can do brand lift studies for free. I know, little girl, it's okay. These things are free experiments that you can be running inside of your ad account. And if you'd like me to show you how to do all that stuff, I am more than willing to make videos about that. Just, again, drop it in the comment section, and I'll gladly make videos about that. I'm planning out. I'm planning out all of the videos for 2025 right now, and I would love to be able to answer that for you. So first off, I have done this across multiple ad accounts. And what we're going to dive into today is really understanding where those conversion and brand lift studies, and when you run them together, by the way, that's called a power lift study, where those studies are proving that, yes, in fact, Facebook is going bottom, mid-funnel. They're retargeting. They're hitting the same existing customers over and over again, because it is absolutely happening on a lot of accounts. And there are other accounts where it isn't. What is the difference? What is the commonality? And I'll tell you this. There are three things that almost every brand that is struggling to reach new people have in common. And it's funny. The brands that aren't struggling don't do the same things that all the brands that are struggling do. Like, it is literally, you're either in this camp or you're in this camp. And it is almost, you can tell like immediately why that's happening. So we're going to dive into all of that stuff. We have a ton of questions today, and they are pouring in on YouTube right now. So we're going to dive into a lot of the questions from this week's 5-Minute Friday. And let's get through just the questions from today. And then we're going to dive into point number 1 of why your ad account is reaching new people or isn't. And we're also going to address some of the fixes that people recommend and why solving a problem of operator error by adding complexity is probably not a good idea. So anyway, let's dive into the community today and drop in on some stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's make this easier to see. This is the wrong zoom. Is that it? There we go. Okay, now let's zoom in. All right. So for those that don't know, every Friday we have a 5-Minute Friday, and at the end of this video, we'll be sharing that with you as well. And you can subscribe to make sure that you see it. Apparently, those are the single most popular videos on this channel outside of the long-form courses, and I highly recommend you check them out. Today's 5-Minute Friday is the second most popular one we've ever dropped. So that all being said, let's get to some of the questions. So this was about how many ads should you be running? What is the best amount of ads to be running in your Facebook ad account? So let's get to some of the questions. And this comes from Max Tunes. What should the strategy with the ads what should the strategy be for some business with low traffic just starting? So let me rephrase this. If you have a business that's just starting out, what is the best strategy for your ads? Now, we talk about this in the video, so I'm not going to rehash a lot of the stuff because we're going to show the video later and you should just be checking it out. But that to be said, by the way, there's a playlist on the YouTube channel called 5-Minute Friday. You can just binge that playlist. I highly recommend it. And if you like the playlist, go ahead and like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Why miss out? We're averaging like 1,000 new people a week now, which is crazy. Anyway, that being said, the strategy for businesses with low volumes of traffic, what we talk about in the video is how to either increase the quality and the conversion rate of that traffic by building your brand, or understanding what your strengths are as a business, because the right number of ads completely depends on what you do well. So honestly, Max Tunes, the strategy for a business with low traffic is more or less the same way of thinking about the strategy for brands with high traffic. The question is understanding, what do you do well and what do you struggle with? And in the video, we talk about brands that have a lot of killer creatives, brands that have a lot of great products, and brands that are just trying to figure out what they're good at and really breaking that all down. So I'm not going to get too deep into it here, Max Tunes, just because I really want everybody to check out the video. And I think if you watch the whole video, you'll get the answer to your question. By the way, for those that are interested, yes, we do have availabilities in Disruptor Agency right now. We've expanded beyond the Brand Accelerator program, and we are now letting people hire Facebook Ads MBA program graduates. And that has been phenomenal. It's been a pilot program. So far, we have 100% retention rate month to month. 0 people that have signed up this year have canceled their contracts with the people that they work with. Have canceled working. We don't do contracts. It's a flat monthly fee, month-to-month relationship. And so far, 100% of the clients that have come on board have stayed with the person, which is, I don't know how you do better than 100%. Like, that's great. All right, awesome. So getting to the next question. Do you think running an ASC to find the ultimate winning ad and putting that into a simple one campaign, one ad setup would be ideal? I asked because I used to run a CBO with 2 winning ads at $50 CPA for over 10K spend each. But once I put those post IDs into one campaign, one ad set, one post ID, it allowed my CPA to drop to 15, which is absolutely like once you built a one campaign architecture, it worked better. Love it. Definitely crazy improvements when you simplify the structure. SXLF 1524. By the way, dude, this is the strategy that we've been teaching here for 4 years. Like, we have videos going back 2-3 years ago that walk through step by step how you should be doing this. So I love that I love it when people come back to you asking things about the strategies that you've been teaching so long, that it's the thing that the person who taught them how to run ads learned from the person who taught them. And they're coming back to me. And I think it's excellent. Curious what you would think, because I'd still like to mass test while keeping my account simple. And here's the thing. You shouldn't be mass testing. There's no reason you should be running a ton of creatives. And we have other videos on why your creative testing is completely wrong. And if you look up like creative testing completely wrong, you'll get a complete breakdown of that. We also have 2 videos that have come out in course videos. The last course video that we did around simplification, optimization, and scaling breaks down why mass testing is a bad idea and how to test appropriately so that you can scale your ad account and what you should actually be looking at. So ultimately, do I think running an ASC to find the ultimate winning ad and then putting it into a simple ideal campaign setup is ideal? I don't think it's ideal. I think ASC is where you put the ads after they stop working in this environment. You're doing it backwards, because once you have a simple one campaign that scales and works, once those ads drop out of being effective, you can still get some juice out of them from the ASC. But the reason an ad works in an ASC is different than the reason it would work in this broad environment. ASC shows ads to people because it's the content, the products you're promoting is the things they're looking to buy. In this environment, they're showing the content to people because it's the content to what people want to see. When you crack this game, you don't need this game anymore. But when this game starts to slip, you can show those good ads to people and they'll still buy. This is a great way of moving beyond the one campaign, which is something we talk about in the Facebook Ads MBA program all the time. Akshay, can you share with me a reference video so where I can understand A to Z about meta ads? Akshay, go to the channel right now. If you go to my channel, we'll just do it here. Screw it. Let's go here, view channel on YouTube. All right. Now let's share this tab instead. All right. Now, if you were to come here, you'll see that we're live here. This is the video you want. This full meta ads course from setup to scaling. That's the video you want. All right. This video right here. This is going to be the thing that helps you. And then there's a follow-up course video as well. But this thing will get you from 0 to 1, A to Z, get you set up and going and started. It's literally the first thing on the page, Akshay. I hope that helps. All right. Now, let's get back to it because we got a lot of questions to get through today. Boom, boom. Okay. Let's see. Great agent, master, professor. Thank you, Master Brain. I appreciate it. Paul Music World. Thank you. I am currently promoting an affiliate product to the United States using Event Plus audience with a budget of $4 a day. Today is the 4th day and I still haven't made any sales, but my click-through rate is over 4%. What do you recommend I do to start getting sales? Paul Music World, I don't think my number one recommendation is to change your expectations. at $4 a day. You are not using Facebook as a machine learning algorithm, and instead you're basically just playing the lottery. And I don't think that you're really going to get what you're looking for here in any way. It's just not going to work out for you. Amelia Notion, by the way, the 3-2-2 method has changed everything in the way I look at business. Thank you so much, Charlie. You're welcome, Amelia. I hear that every day, and it just makes me so happy. Like, the amount of people where I get tagged that like somebody's teaching the 3-2-2 method to folks and like they're not giving you credit. Like, I'm so happy it's working. I don't need the credit. I appreciate that people are successful. Like, that's what it's all about. That's the reason I gave it all away for free. And we're going to be having another course video on how to build 3-2-2 ads from scratch for a bunch of different styles of businesses. And I'm literally going to build them live in the video. So that's probably the next course video that we're going to be doing. I'm scripting that out and we'll probably shoot it next week, Amelia. So hope you are looking forward to that one. All right. Draw SSM 1944. For a new brand that has 4 products and 2 bundles of the same product, should we do one campaign for all the products or each offer with its own campaign? I would not pair more than one offer in a campaign. We want one campaign per business objective. Also, I would not be promoting 4 products and 2 bundles with the new brand. If it's me, I'm actually probably going to, like we talked about in the video, that option of where we focus on growing the business. I'd focus on that route and then also probably just drive traffic to the homepage and make the business the homepage of the website. Like, make your homepage the highest converting web page in your website, and build a business promoting your organic socials to earn an audience and then drive them to your homepage until you figure out what your audience actually wants to buy. That, or you're going to lose a lot of money trying to figure out how to sell all the different products, and you don't have the scale to really answer this question. So avoid focusing on answering this question. Instead, focus on, figuring out what products people want to buy and then which ones work well for your business and what you can sell. Like, this is a question for a business that is not new. This is a question for a business that has already built an audience and already is able to make the homepage convert. So I would definitely hold off on that. And I see the comments here on YouTube blowing up. We're going to get to all your questions as much as we possibly can. By the way, I know, we'll get to that in a minute. Okay. Hello, Charlie. Is it better for new ads in the same product and the same campaign, meaning more 3-2-2 to fill out the funnel? Yeah, I'm definitely down for more, put new ad sets for the same product in the same campaign. You shouldn't be promoting the same product in 2 campaigns, and you shouldn't be promoting 2 products in the same campaign. Every campaign has a business objective. Don't have conflicting campaigns running against each other. Hopefully that helps. All right. Hi, Charlie. I have a question. If I'm the first time advertising on Facebook for e-commerce store with a $3 to $5 budget, then should I launch a sales campaign optimized for view content, add to cart, or purchase? If you only have $3 to $5 budget, don't run a sales campaign. Grow your Instagram account and email list. Like, build business assets. And this is another course video that we're working on. It probably won't be out until February or March. If you join Disruptor School Inner Circle, by the way, like, you'll learn all of that stuff like right away. Let's see if we can drop the link here for everybody that wants to get into that, but because like you should. By the way, here you go. Awesome. If you go to disruptorschool.com, you can join the Inner Circle. And we have a quarterly plan right now. That also includes a one-on-one with me. So just go to disruptorschool.com and check out join right now. No, girl, you can't touch the screen. All right, I'll go to Disruptor School. She's trying to hit the keyboard. All right, let's share this tab instead. Right here. If you go to disruptorschool.com, right here, join Inner Circle now. Click that button right here in the upper, like this one right here, okay? Whoop, I zoomed in too much. You want to click this option, and we'll walk you through all the stuff so that you don't have to wait for those courses. But if that's not an option for you right now, we are working on bringing them available to everybody. It's just going to take some time because There's a lot of content out there. Man, like I said, this is the second most popular 5-Minute Friday. So we're working through it. What if it's a new brand that retails construction materials and hand tools? In that case, which strategy would be most suitable? Again, if you're a new brand, you want to be focused on building the business rather than trying to sell products. I'd love for you, if you're a new brand, work on growing your Instagram account and your email list. Work on selling catalog if you have that option, and driving traffic to your homepage so that you can basically have your Instagram account be the front end of your homepage, which is the front end to your email list, and people that shop around and don't buy things get hit with catalog ads. It sounds like I need to do a whole video on that. Okay, look, we've made it all the way past this first one. Okay. Hey, Charlie, hope you had a nice holiday. Thank you. I had a question. Do you think it's viable to run the 322 campaign style ads on Instagram? Yeah. Hey, Jude, there you are. Look at that. Jude, we're getting to your question right now. I love it. I know that Instagram doesn't allow for the same copy option and only allow headlines, right? Would you change up specifically in the creative itself if you have to have all the different combinations? Can you still run flex ads if you do it this way? 322 ads, if you're only pushing it to Instagram, still just run the 322 ads. Basically, at that point, it's a 3-2 ad because there's no headline. But everything still works the exact same. Right? Yeah, everything still works the exact same. So just run it the exact same way. Don't overthink it, and you're going to be okay. I promise. All right. That all being said, we did promise when we got out of this. Oh, wait. Any more? No, okay. The rest of these are for other videos. Like I said, this one the best amount of Facebook ads to run. That is like crazy. We're going to get to that in just a little bit. So that all being said, let's get to some of the operator error. Okay, here we go. Hells yeah. I love it. So if you're noticing that Facebook is, what are the 3 things that are showing that, why is your Facebook ad account targeting too many previous customers? Why is Facebook broken? There are 3 things that every brand that has having that problem does. And there are 3 things that every brand that doesn't have that problem doesn't do. So what are those things? Well, number 1, massive overuse of creative testing. The more new ads you launch, basically all your new ads are going to go after the low-hanging fruit. Now, the low-hanging fruit is your existing customer base. It's the existing sales funnel. If you're constantly starting new ads, think of it as constantly hiring new employees. Now, a new employee is not going to be able to take an advanced business effort on day one. They're going to do the things that help you train an ad. They're going to do the things that help them become good at their job. The way that Facebook does this, the way that Facebook sets up new employees to be good at their job, is ask them to do the easy things first. If you're constantly launching new ads over and over and over again, your ads will never build their own audiences large enough to get outside of the low-hanging fruit. Remember, learning happens at every stage of the Facebook ad account. Ads generate learnings. Every single ad builds an audience based around who likes that ad, how people respond. The estimated action rate of that ad allows Facebook to focus on, every ad builds an audience where it gives you the opportunity for the best estimated action rate for that ad. Basically, every ad, even identical copies, are going to have different audiences that ad will appeal to, because every single impression shows that ad as having a good or a bad experience for the end user. Now, the problem here is simple. If you're constantly testing new ads, every single ad is starting from the same place. If every single ad is starting from the same place, and that first place they start is basically existing customers in your own audience, they're never going to get outside of comfortable. They're never going to be able to expand into new customers. So your ads are never going to actually be good at doing anything other than the problem you're trying to overcome. So every time you launch a new ad, you're just replicating the problem. You're not solving it. Okay, there you go, girl. Play your piano. You don't want to play the piano. So every time you replicate the same ads to start over from the same place, you're recreating the same problem over and over and over again. Okay. You want to come back up? You can come back up. You just can't touch the screen. Okay. Okay. So that being said, How do we solve this problem? You let the ads evolve. Instead of constantly launching new ads, and instead of using non-dynamic ads where they're all cannibalistic, use 3-2-2 ads, use flex ads or dynamic creatives where instead of building out 12 individual ads, you build out one ad that has 12 permutations, and every single impression of any one of those permutations makes the entire package of ads smarter. Now, I see a lot of people say, well, Facebook is really smart. Just give it a bunch of options. Facebook favors volume. It's smart enough. It should know who to target. Yeah, but if every ad is dumb because you haven't let Facebook learn who to show it to, then you're only ever going to reach the lowest hanging fruit, the smallest piece. The easiest way to avoid reaching existing customers is let your ad get good enough to leave the nest. You're never going to achieve a lot if all you do is peak in high school, never leave your hometown. If you fire every employee that becomes marginally good at their job, then every single employee is still going to be in training. If every employee is in training, you're never going to be able to move forward as a business. The number one operator error issue of why people are targeting previous customers over and over and over again is because they're constantly launching new ads. It's the most straightforward, simplest path to screwing yourself over is invest heavily in unproven things versus letting your ad evolve and make mistakes and get wins and having the lookalike audience that every ad builds for itself get bigger. And then it will be shown to more and more people, fewer and fewer of whom are going to be existing customers because they already saw that post ID and decided to not engage with it. Remember, Facebook's focus is to give the end user a positive experience. They're not going to show the same ad to the same person over and over and over again if they don't like it. But if you make a ton of ads, it's going to constantly show all of your new ads to that person and just beat them over the head with it. Making new ads is creating the problem of targeting existing customers. It's not solving it. And we'll get into one of the very bad fixes that people have tried to implement to solve that problem here in a minute. I want to get back to this though. And I see the questions mounting up in the chat. And I believe me, I'm trying to work on this as much as I can to get through all this stuff. It seems like we need a lot more. By the way, this is what Inner Circle is for. We had a great chat today on Inner Circle. It lasted over an hour and a half. If you're not in the Inner Circle, I highly recommend it. We get to have these kind of questions and answers every single day. So that all being said, let's get to what Jude said here. When and why might one decide to use horizontal versus vertical scaling? Are there key signs to look for one or the other? Horizontal scaling is generally good if you have different business objectives. If you're trying to go for long money and short money, then you can do horizontal scaling. Vertical scaling, basically adding more budget, is what you should be focused on doing. Only go horizontal when you can't go vertical. All right, Jude, one more time. For these horizontal campaign examples you brought up, what if you put exclusions on those or still let the creative do the targeting? What would the creative for that look like? I don't usually use exclusions. Exclusions as a concept, we'll get to that more later, but basically don't really ever make sense. Do you still let the creative do the targeting? 100%. And what might a creative look like if you want to reach new people? Well, I can't tell you that, but you could begin to look at your ads, which ones have a lower frequency, which ones have a higher frequency. You can do a 4PI analysis and see what ads are getting hit up to the people that are already, what ads are constantly being shown to the same people over and over again, and which ones aren't. That'll solve your problem. All right, girl, what's going on? I know you had a diaper change right before we got here. I know that you had crackers and everything else. What can I do for you? Here. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yeah? Is that good? Yeah? Yeah, you see a little tickle? You need a little tickle? Okay, there we go. All right, so that's how we do that. All right. So the media is going to buy itself? No, it just, this is in response to, is media buying. The media buying as we know it is dead here. Let's pull this up real quick. You don't need to hear this video for it to be valuable.
If this world were mine.
Hey, Roman numeral 7, babe, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I take your dreams and make them multiply. If this world was mine, I take your enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that light, hit them strictly with that fire. Fire, 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 fire. Hey, Roman numeral 7, babe, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I take it, dreams and make them multiply. If this world was mine, I take it, enemies and
Okay, we don't need that anymore. Okay. So yeah, the point of that is that it's not about media is going to buy itself. It's the fact that the machine is already so good at it that you should be focused on how to manage the factory floor, right? Like if you run a factory, it's not about who's the best at using a screwdriver. It's who's best at controlling all of the power drills and making them not need anybody to operate. Like it's who can be best at amplifying the value of the workforce. There you go, girl. Okay. Let's get to a couple more here. All right, Charlie, thanks for this explanation. This is on profit scaling margin. This is an oldie. I love that. All right, let's see. Can we make this bigger so people can see it? Boom. All right, there we go. All right, but in this case, how do you calculate LTV? LTV is simple. It's total revenue divided by total customers. There's your LTV. Awesome. That's total revenue, basically, of the entire business. Fantastic. Jude, man, Jude, dude, girl, I don't know. You got a lot of stuff in here, which I love, but damn. All right. Yeah. All right, Jude. Maybe at this point we just get you into the inner circle. Reach out to me. Let's just get you set up, or we get you. Yeah, let's get you a way to get some more support because you got a lot of questions here, and I want to try to get through as much as we can. Charlie, what's going on, girl? Yeah? Yeah? Here, check this out. You want this? Okay, there you go. There you go. All right. Schroeder needs her keyboard. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna let's just get through some of these, all right? And I love you're asking all these questions because I want to get you answers to them. So for these diverse creatives, this is a creative diversity question. Would these typically fall in the role of the media buyer to come up with? Some media buyers come up with creative, some don't. I think different media buyers have different skill sets. Some are very data driven and some are very creative driven. They have different skills and I would rely on them to do different jobs depending on what they're good at. Yeah, cool. So let's see. I know that you talk about having only one campaign per business objective, but how would you want to run multiple campaigns if you're trying to highlight different products? You could invest and try and promote different products. My question to you is why? If one product doubles your money and one gives you a 5% return, why promote the product that gives you a 5% return if you can double your money someplace else? Do you really need to sell all of these different products? Making a profit in a bunch of places is great, but objectively speaking, one investment is going to make you the most amount of profit. Whenever you invest in making less profit, you invest in making less money. You invest in losing. I think this is a fun book from when I was your size. Yeah. Investing in losing is not winning a venture. It's kind of straightforward like that. Q5 meta. Okay. Charlie, if you only ever work with one campaign with 1 3-2-2 ad and that only covers the top of funnel, you add more 3-2-2 ads. Yeah. It's 1 3-2-2 ad per ad set. But you can have multiple ad sets. Ideally, you probably have 2 or 3. And ideally, in a perfect world, what you have is one ad set of best performing ads, and then 2 ad sets, your A/B testing solutions to the 4 PI identified problem created within that ad set. So true. Well, thank you. Awesome. All right. So let's get out of here because we're now 3 days old there. So let's get to point number 2 of, are you targeting too many previous customers? Is Facebook broken? Here's the second thing that every business that I see making that complaint has in common. Remember, item number 1, way too much creative testing. Item number 2, way too much ASC and cost caps. When you focus purely on the most efficient sale, when you're relying on Facebook to be the entire funnel instead of something that amplifies an existing successful business model. Well, again, much like in the creative where you're only going after the lowest hanging fruit and killing anything that takes any risk because it's not good enough. When you're using ASC and cost caps, you're doing the same thing. Not only are you doing that, but when you leverage ASE and cost caps, you're also baking in more creative fatigue because your ads won't work nearly as long. So if you are running a ton of new ads and you're using ASE and cost caps, you're compounding the issue. If you notice, most of the people complaining about Facebook's only targeting previous customers, Facebook is broken, blah, blah, blah. The Facebook is broken crowd. ASE, cost caps, ton of creative. The problem is that they are rewarding the system for going after low-hanging fruit and then complaining that that's all it does. It's a machine learning algorithm. What are you teaching it? If you're rewarding it for doing something that you don't like, stop rewarding it for doing that. Stop teaching it to do that. You're not a victim when you set something up to do. When you set up a machine to do a job and you reward it for doing that job, don't be unhappy when it does that job well. If it does that job well and that's not good for you, the onus of responsibility is on you. You're the reason that the machine doing its job well is a problem. You need to start thinking of Facebook in the way that it exists in the entire ecosystem. And unfortunately, a lot of the people that give advice are just folks that don't understand these things, don't care about these things, or sell you creative services. Like if you look at the Taylor Holidays of the world, how many if an ad agency sells creative services and suggests you use ASE and cost cap, understand that they either don't know how Facebook works or they do and they're trying to take advantage of you. There is no middle ground. So just understand, like when people create problems as a way of solving problems, and that problem that they create creates more dependency that they can sell you a solution to. They are making you sick to sell you medicine. Fuck them. It's as simple as that. So yeah, there we go. Let's get some more of these. You know what? Let's hit the chat. Chat, by the way, let me know where you're all at. I love this. L and C cool. Hello from Germany and Denmark. Fantastic. Bonjour. I know that's not Germany and Denmark, but I think it's funny. Bonjour. Let me know, chat, where are you at right now? We got dozens and dozens of sets of eyeballs here. Let me know where you're at. Okay. Spiky. Nice. Good to see you. Audio cut out. Hopefully it's good again. Hi. Hello. Faceplant. I get you. Indonesia. Good to see you, Indonesia. It's nice to be seen on the other side of the world. All right. Cadigan Films. My ads are bringing in low budget customers. Should I send the campaign back into learning mode? I have no starting prices listed on my website. Should I add that too? If they're only bringing in low budget customers, it sounds like what you have is a creative problem. If your ads only appeal to low budget customers, you're not going to fix that with your website. I mean, you can, but then the ads that appeal to low budget customers won't work anymore. Instead, begin to build ads that appeal to people with bigger budgets. Or honestly, like, figure out how you can position your business differently. I see this a lot in coaching businesses and in service businesses where they're just trying to get anybody's attention, and generally what they get is the brokies. And that is a positioning and a brand problem and a creative issue 9 times out of 10. Let's see. Can you share a reference video where I can understand Facebook A to Z? I think we covered that one. Okay. Amelia Notion. My CPMs these last few days have never been lower, and they will stay this low until like mid-January. This is what we call Q5. We've been talking about it for a month. This is where you lean in if you're trying to grow your business. This is not necessarily, look, if you can make a ton of sales here, awesome. But if you can get a bunch of site traffic, if you can get a bunch of Instagram followers, if you can get a bunch of email addresses to leverage in mid-February when Facebook breaks again, you're going to be in a great place. The world exists outside of just today. Right now is a time where attention is super cheap. People are willing to spend more money on themselves than any other time of the year. And you can build audiences and a community for next to nothing, relatively speaking. So Amelia, keep it up. Awesome. Watching you, so I'll be there for sure. I love it, Amelia. Okay. All right. One more thing is that one more thing. Is there any that I can meta ads from? After learning from you for 6 months of experience will be gained in 3 months. Honestly, Akshay, is there any way? Gotcha. Akshay, your number one piece of advice from me is to join Inner Circle. If you can get in for 3 months, that will accelerate you past everybody else you know. I mean, if you can't afford the MBA program, jump into Disruptor School Inner Circle. The difference, by the way, Inner Circle is you get direct support from me and the community to answer your individual questions. The MBA program gives you the entire system and process, so you don't even need that support, but you also get it in addition. So one is giving you a safety net. The other one is giving you the keys to the city. And that's the real difference. All right. Let's see here. Even if they don't mention you, we all know who's the boss. Well, thank you very much, Mahmood. Hey, look, and go ahead and mention me in there. I love getting the comments and other things. And by the way, if other people are doing all this stuff, or if you want to share this stuff, please do. And if you're doing all of that, I would love to chat with you in public. Like, if you got a YouTube channel, like, let's hop on a call. Let's do it. If you got a LinkedIn, do it. Let's have some fun. Let's share the message. Let's make winning easy. Let's undermine all of the assholes that run scammer things like Ty Lopez and Taylor Holiday and, you know, like the fucking Chase Chappelles of the world. Let's completely destroy their ability to take advantage of good people by making what they do seem as dumb and as predatory and as low integrity as it actually is, and make that available to everyone so that you don't need them. Let's keep moving on. All right, running broad lead ads to an exclusive private podcast designed to nurture and convert with a low ticket upsell and retargeting to a $2,000 course. Considering adding a community. Thoughts? Catherine, absolutely need a community. If you don't have a community, then you're going to need to sell that course by itself. That is going to be tough. Catherine, you should have a community no matter what. My advice, build the community and then try to get all the other stuff to that community. Think of every community member as a lead. Every one of you that subscribes to my YouTube channel is a lead to everything else that we do in this business. Every one of you that follows me on Instagram or LinkedIn or TikTok or Twitter, either on this channel or the Disruptor School channel, you're all leads to the rest of the business. And one of the things that I love is how many of you have binged YouTube to fire your agency, start a business, get successful enough to join Disruptor School, and then jump into the MBA program. That happens every fucking day, and it makes me so happy. The amount of people who have moved from a place of insecurity and confusion and being taken advantage of to being in charge and creating jobs for other people is incredible. Let's see. Jude, do you think 322 method is still the most optimal ad format for Instagram clothing brands? Absolutely. And you should also probably be running catalog ads. I've got videos on how to do that too. Let's see. Man, we are running up against it. Okay. Hi, Charlie. What would be the first, second, and third campaign for a new brand talking about e-commerce? Mahmood, I think my first campaign is probably going to be one to grow an audience, build a community. If you can't make sales, grow your Instagram account. If you're getting traffic and you want to close some more deals, get a catalog. If you're really good at content, but you don't have a lot of products, just drive a bunch of traffic to your homepage with an ASC campaign. We've talked about that before. Like, actually trying to make sales to a bunch of different products is probably the third or fourth step. Let me put it to you this way. If you don't know how you can make money, you don't know what customers are worth, then you should not be investing Facebook ads to make sales. You are like, you're trying to get to step 5 right away. And that's going to be real tough. I swear I hear people talk about it before, but I'm not sure what it's called. Is there a site that shows you other ads and you can see what's winning? And yes, there are a few of these options. I think 4Play is a really popular one that a lot of people enjoy. I don't really like their merch, but I like their people. So anyway, that being said, I got one shirt. I thought it was super cool, but it was a really heavyweight, scratchy shirt. And that's just because they were probably in a rush at the conference I was going to, but they're very well-respected individuals. 4Play. Steven, how to manipulate audience 101. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what things are. I'm not quite sure what that is in relationship to, but from the Netherlands, sir, bonjour. All right. How often should we test new creatives? Dude, that is what the video that we launched today that we're going to get to in about 5 minutes is all about. So stick around for that. Cadigan Films, New Hampshire. Good to see you, New Hampshire. Bonjour to you too. I mean, now it's just kind of, yeah, Facebook breaks in February. Yeah, everyone that runs cost caps every single year for like the last 5 or 6 years says Facebook breaks in January. Here's what happens, okay? So when you run your Facebook ads, not on building a funnel with evergreen efforts, but instead focus on just trying to take advantage of the marketplace with underpriced attention. When you run a purely arbitration based where you're cannibalizing an existing total addressable market, that's what cost caps are. And that's all that you do. In February, those really low CPMs you're seeing right now, well, they get more expensive. Not only do they get more expensive because people are on their devices less and people are trying to throw more money into Facebook ads. So lower supply, higher demand, but people aren't spending as much. People spend a lot more money in December and January on themselves and others than they do in February and March. So higher demand, lower supply, and more people are spending less money. So what happens? Your ads don't work as well. And everybody says, well, Facebook is broken. And really, Charlie, don't eat that. Really, the issue is just the cheap hack that you are relying on to be successful that was not sustainable runs out of its sustainability. And it happens every fucking year. People throw their hands up in the air and claim to be victims over and over and over again. And that's really, I think, the only reason that folks like, Andrew Ferris have any audience, right? Like that's like because they're able to jump in at that moment and say, well, clearly everything you've been doing that used to work doesn't work anymore. Facebook is changing all the time. Here's the next solution. So I can take advantage of you and hopefully sign you as a client sometime mid-September, mid-summer. And then I can be with you during Q4 when you would have won anyway. And when it breaks, I've already hit my LTV with you so I can do this whole thing again. It's an incredibly low integrity, predatory funnel, and they repeat it over and over and over and over and over again. What is the campaign strategy you suggest for a new ads manager account with no data and conversion? Promote your web page and your Instagram account. Build an audience, get traffic, make sales, figure out what works, then go from there. Do I know Bruno Fernandez? I don't. Introduce me. Steven says, best way to get clients is to start a YouTube channel, give away free info. Sounds like a decent start. Hey, look, it worked. It worked for me. I built a Facebook group that I went live because I got kicked out of every Facebook group that every ad agency and grifter and guru had. And so I got bullied into starting my own Facebook group, and that grew to like 14,000 people. And then I started a YouTube account. And now we're getting 1,000 new views every single week, which is fantastic. Charlie, you want to play with this? You want my Chelsea sign? I don't think this is good for you. Let's get you something else. Hold on. What do we got? Oh, here you go. What about this crazy toy? Oh, what about this thing here? Oh, well, wait. Here we go. Ready? Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. You want that? Okay, here you go. Go play with that. All right. There we go. Flexible ads. You still can't drill down. How would you structure 322? Do you do it manually? We don't even need to worry about it. You should not be drilling down. You've never been able to see what ad works and what ad doesn't work by drilling down, so don't worry about it. Honestly, if you really want to make it super easy, just monitor your comment section and use a Google sheet to just track the post ID of every single post that gets comments. And eventually you'll start noticing that the posts that get a lot of comments are also of the flexible ads. You know exactly about which post IDs are working. Easy peasy. Okay, Jude, you're in Oregon. Fantastic. I know a lot of really good people in Oregon. One of these days I'm going to get out there. If a clothing brand already has pretty good community and is growing, do you think it's worth it to do nice pre-drop ads to build hype or keep them going? You can absolutely do pre-drop hype. You could even do an engagement campaign on a video where you're talking about the hype and just target your email audience and your Instagram followers and then just do a drop. Boom. All right. What about, I'm not even going to pretend to try to be able to pronounce that name. I don't know who that is. Anyway, yeah, we are running out of time here. So let me get to this. Third thing that every brand that I'm seeing struggle is Facebook targeting. Too many previous customers. Facebook is broken. I need to do all these other things. Like it's just, I'm going to mid-funnel, bottom funnel. It's not working for me anymore. What struggles are we having right now? The third problem that people are having, they're promoting way too many offers. They're promoting anything with a positive contribution margin because they were told any profit is good profit. Here's the problem. Remember how we talked about when you're running a bunch of different ads and you're constantly turning ads over? Well, every new ad is dumb. Or what if you have a bunch of dumb ads running towards a bunch of products? Now you're compounding that dumbness because the machine is now trying to solve, instead of one problem with a bunch of dumb ads, maybe a dozen problems with a bunch of dumb ads that are all learning even slower. And if you're running cost caps in Advantage Shopping, where you're only pillaging the bottom of the funnel, you now have ads that fatigue quickly, that are really stupid, targeting only a very small segment of the market to promote a bunch of different products, so you're never actually able to leverage machine learning. If you're setting up the machine to fail, the odds of success are basically zero. This is a self-contained problem. And we'll get to the solution right after this. Some people say you need to launch dozens of new ads every week. Other folks insist you only need a couple to see the success that you deserve. And the honest truth is somewhere in the middle. So on today's 5-Minute Friday, we're going to be breaking down exactly what it depends on, so you can find the perfect balance for your business, and you'll never have that question ever again. So before we dive in, I just want to thank you for all your support. These 5-Minute Friday videos have been blowing up this channel. So if you like this video, go ahead and like this video. And if we get 100 likes on this video, I'll do a full screen share deep dive to answer this in far more depth than we can get to in 5 minutes. And as always, if you have questions, drop them in the comment section down below, and show up to our weekly calls on YouTube every Friday at 12 Pacific Standard Time, and we'll answer all of your questions live on the air. All right, that being said, let's throw 5 minutes on the clock and get to it. So the right answer on how many ads you should be running completely depends on how you are using Facebook ads to begin with. You should ask yourself, am I running manual sales campaigns to promote my hero product? Am I running a lot of different campaigns to promote anything that drives a profit? Or am I using Advantage Shopping campaigns to just run a lot of ads through anything with a contribution margin that means I can spend more money tomorrow? The answer to this question is really important because remember, Facebook is a machine learning algorithm. What are we teaching it? Launching a lot of ads without the proper strategy ultimately means that we're spending a lot more money on a lot more dumb things, and that's not necessarily the path to sustainable success. And it certainly isn't one that'll get us there in a stable fashion. But there are cases where running more ads absolutely makes sense. So let's break those down first. If you're constantly creating really engaging content, like your TikTok is always going viral, and every time you post anything on Instagram, your notifications light up so much your battery dies, then running an Advantage Shopping campaign where your ads are going to fatigue constantly is totally fine, because ultimately your success and failure is probably way more dependent on you being able to catch lightning in a bottle, and the more lottery tickets you pull, the better your chances are of winning. Just remember that every time a new ad wins, it's because it's making an older ad fail, and that cycle is something that you're going to have to, as you scale your budget, do more and more of to sustain. Now, if you're a business selling a lot of different products and promoting all of those different products with a ton of campaigns, this is a situation where you might need to run a lot more ads. Because you're not really leveraging machine learning, you're just chasing profits wherever you can, the volume of ads that you launch doesn't really have a detrimental impact on the results that you see. And lastly, if you're using your Facebook ads as an additional marketing channel to an already really successful business, like you look at Jones Road, his mom is Bobby Brown. It's basically like Michael Jordan trying to sell you sneakers. Your Facebook ads are just another cog in the wheel. In this type of situation, your Facebook ads basically function like Google Display or email. And because you're not leveraging machine learning, you're just letting Facebook be another place where your engaging content can be shown to somebody who's probably going to be a customer. And this works because you're not requiring Facebook to be a machine learning data-rich environment. And that's okay. There are tons of brands that are wildly successful doing it. But also, if you're not a wildly successful business on a lot of different channels, chasing that rabbit hole is not necessarily going to bring you the fruits that you want. If you're a mature business driving, say, dozens or even hundreds of sales a day, leveraging Facebook as the machine learning algorithm to give you compounding results is probably the better way to go. When you have fewer moving parts, you can really leverage Facebook and the algorithm, which is the greatest AI ever invented, in doing what it's designed to do better than anything else. And that is curate and condition consumer behavior. And in this case, we do that to sell things. In these situations, new ads are effectively liabilities. It's like hiring a new employee. It takes time and resources to train these new employees, and that comes at the expense of the support of already excelling employees that you have. So in these types of environments, you want to stick to a very simplified architecture. You do a 4PI analysis to understand what ads are excelling and what ads are struggling. And the purpose of your creative testing is ultimately to hire new employees that are better than the ones that aren't doing their job well enough. Think of it like this. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And the purpose of creative testing is to replace weakest links with stronger options to make the chain stronger. You're not trying to get as many lottery tickets as possible. You're trying to build something that you know how it's going to behave. You want to know exactly what your weaknesses are so you can very surgically and strategically test to improve where you need improvement. How many ads you should run ultimately comes down to a simple question. How much risk are you willing to take? So with this, there are 3 simple rules that I'd love for you to write down. First, every new ad is a gamble. It's unproven and sacrifices how a known performer behaves. Existing ads with a lot of data are far more stable. And if you have a stable environment, solving problems becomes far easier. And the last thing is, the more ads you launch, the more chaos you introduce. And this can totally work for short-term wins, but makes long-term planning all but impossible. So whether you're running 1 ad or 100, understanding your goals and your risk tolerance is crucial to being able to understand the question of how many ads should you really be running. Remember that Facebook's machine learning algorithm relies on data, and simple machines are far smarter than complex ones. And it's a lot easier to fix it when something goes wrong. So if you have questions about your setup, go ahead and drop them in the comments section below and respond to other people's comments. The community here is super powerful, and I'm constantly amazed every single day about your feedback. I would love to know other things you'd like for me to cover in future 5-Minute Fridays. And before we go, just once again, thank you so very much. I hope to see you on one of our lives every Friday at noon Pacific Standard. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. Apparently only 35% of the people that binge this channel are subscribed, and I would love to make that number higher. So until next time, I'll see you on the internet. There we go, everybody. That's this week's 5-Minute Friday. I hope that helped. So we did also get to one thing that, what are the fixes that everybody says to solve these problems around Facebook being broken and targeting the same people over and over again? What are the fixes that people are suggesting? Why are they complete shit? Do not add exclusions. Exclusions are stupid. How many people do you think you're excluding? Now, remember, every time you customize your audience, you're going to make CPMs more expensive. So you're paying a premium to reach a non-excluded audience. Now, let's say you have 1,000 customers and your CPMs are $50. Then you're spending $50 a day. Potentially, if you reach all of them 100%. What if you reach them all twice every single day? That's $100 today you spent on existing customers. Do you think Facebook is going to reach all of them, 100% of them, twice a day, every single day? Do you really think Facebook is going to go out of their way to waste your money to give your end users, their end users and your customers an extraordinarily worse experience? No. No, that makes no sense. And are you going to pay extra on your CPMs to make sure that doesn't happen? You're going to basically reach fewer new people that are of lower quality because you don't want the machine to not accidentally target somebody once or twice. You don't want to waste 20 cents. So instead, you'll pay a few more dollars to reach every 1,000 people. That is stupid. Don't do it. People that talk about that fundamentally don't understand how Facebook works. Another thing that we're all saying is run reach campaigns and traffic campaigns to fill the funnel with a whole bunch of other stuff. Again, that is trash. There's no reason you should be doing that. If your ads are reaching your same people over and over again, start letting your ads do more than that. Operator error isn't fixed by amplifying the problem and creating more complexity. Let the machine do its job, and all of a sudden, the operator error problems are going to impact your ad spend a lot less. So with that being said, Charlie Girl and I wish you a very good year. I hope your 2024 was great. If you're here now, your 2025 is going to be a lot better. And just thank you a lot. It really means a lot to me. I've been able to talk to so many more of you on the sales calls for the Facebook Ads MBA program. And the Inner Circle has been getting like a new person almost every single week. It is phenomenal. So go check it out. I got a lot more brewing. Let me know what other things you'd like to see. And I'm sorry I couldn't get to every single one of your questions. Join the Inner Circle and you'll get answers to all of the stuff all the time. Or jump on a consulting call and I'll dive into your ad account. I had 2 of those today. So all that being said, until next time, I'll see you on the internet. Bye. There we go.